Hey guys, so I'm talking to some of the fellas and they want to know some more information about the different types of woodworking glues and adhesives that are out there. You go down to the hardware store and you see just a whole shelf of different types of glue out there, okay? You got your white glue, stuff that, that one weird kid in school, you got that stuff. You got your standard carpenter's yellow glue. You got your Acrylate, basically super glue stuff. And you also have this other fancy stuff called Gorilla Glue. Okay, it's polyurethane style glue. What's the differences in each one of them? Well, let me tell you. First off, this is the basic glue that we're all used to. Okay, this is a good glue for basic arts and crafts and gluing paper to paper and that sort of thing. It's non-toxic. If it gets on you, no big deal. It just washes right off. You can dilute it if you want to do like paper mache, stuff like that, okay? But it's not a great woodworking glue, okay? You have this stuff right here. This, I'll be honest with you, this is my go-to stuff, right? This is actually a Titebond 2 Premium Wood Glue, okay? Now, Titebond actually has a series of different glues. They have the Titebond 1, which is just your basic standard yellow glue. You have your Titebond 2, which is water resistant, and you have your Titebond 3, which is waterproof, okay? Obviously, depending on the application, is the type of glue that you're going to be using from the Titebond family, okay? Elmer's also has a similar glue to this, their version of the yellow glue, and this is basically a PVA, a polyvinyl adhesive glue, okay? The good thing about this stuff is that it can also be diluted with water. Like I said, use a water cleanup, which is kind of nice. Even on the waterproof stuff, you can still use like a wet sponge and kind of clean all that crap up if you have any kind of squeeze out. Now, this stuff in comparison to something like Gorilla Glue, which I don't have any of that. I used the last a couple months ago. I haven't bought any since. The Gorilla Glue is a polyurethane style glue, okay? What that means is you don't need nearly as much Gorilla Glue as you need with some of this, okay, for the same type of holding power. Now, Gorilla Glue and that family of glues, the polyurethane style, they cure in the presence of water, okay? So what that means is when you're putting your stuff together, what you want to do is, like say that you're, like edge joining a couple of boards, just like this. You want to get one edge just a little bit wet with just a little bit of water. You don't need to like, plunge it or anything. Just, get your finger wet and boop, 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 there, it's done. Nice and, nice and damp. And just put a small bead of the polyurethane glue on the other side. You join those things together and you clamp them up, okay? Now again, you don't want to use a ton of Gorilla Glue when you're putting stuff together. The reason for this is because of squeeze out. This nasty foam comes out and as it expands as it dries. So you need to make sure that you clamp it and not put too much glue on there, otherwise you're going to have a giant mess to clean, okay? Now there are some tricks on cleaning up Gorilla Glue. The best one that I found, wait till the stuff dries and then scrape it off, okay? Now that can be a little bit tricky if you're using a wood, say like oak, where it has like really tight grain and a little bit open grain. When it gets in that open grain, you can't really get that stuff out of there. It's pretty much stuck in there, okay? Something else you have to be careful with the polyurethane style glue is, since it does expand, some guys try to use it as a wood filler, okay? So if they do some sloppy joinery, they think that a little bit of Gorilla Glue in there, and as it expands, it's going to close all those gaps. Yes and no. It's still going to fill up some of those gaps, but you're still going to have gaps there because, it's like I say, it's only a foam that's in there. It's not really providing any kind of rigidity or structural support. So when you hit it with some stain, you're still going to see where that glue is, okay? So you have to be real careful with that. Using this, on the other hand, it kind of depends on your school of thought on how you want to clean that up. Some guys wait until it's totally dry and then they do the same thing like with Gorilla Glue and they sand it off or scrape it off, or they still hit it, or they hit it while it's still a little bit wet. Okay, they saturate it. You have to be kind of careful with that one too, because if you get this stuff too saturated and too diluted, it just goes down into the grain, and then when you try to stain it, it's going to stick right there. It's going to shine like a sore thumb, okay? So you have to be real careful with the type of glue that you're using, okay? Some guys absolutely hate using Gorilla Glue. I'll be honest with you, I love this stuff when you use it appropriately. If you're doing like pen blanks, I use Gorilla Glue. If you're doing something like, like glue up panels and stuff, I love using Gorilla Glue. Cutting board, I love using Gorilla Glue. But for pretty much all my other woodworking projects, basic joinery stuff, gluing this to that, this is the stuff that I go with, okay? Just a simple PVA yellow glue, okay? It's good stuff. Some of the stuff you're going to be seeing on the shelf in there is stuff like this. Alright, this is your Sienna Acrylate. I can never say that word right. It's right there on the back, Sienna Acrylate. Alright, this is basically super glue, okay? Depending on where you go, you're gonna see a different selection, okay? This one is the thin stuff. Actually, you can't really tell because it's dried up, it's really old. But there's thin, there's medium thin, there's medium, and then there's like really, really thick, which is damn near like syrup coming out. Again, depending on the application that you're using. Again, be super, super careful with this stuff because it sticks to everything. It is really, really tricky to get off of your fingers. It will not come out of your clothing. Once it's on something, it's pretty much on it. You can use nail polish remover, acetone, and that'll help to clean some of it off. But once it's on your woodwork, it's kind of tricky, all right, depending on the other finishes that you have on there. Some guys use this as a quick repair job, which will sometimes do the trick, but it can also ruin a finish. So again, you have to be kind of careful. Oh yeah, and also if you get this stuff on you, God help you, because this is an exothermic reaction. In other words, it gets really, really hot. It would actually burn your skin as this stuff cures. Okay, so be real careful with this. And some applications you can get this stuff as well. Okay, most of the time you find this stuff in like hobby shops, but this is a Accelerator. So if you put this on there and you want it to dry super fast, a couple sprays and boom, the stuff is cured totally fast. Okay, and believe it or not, some of those really high-end fancy pens that me and a lot of other woodworkers make and sell, that's the type of finish that is on these. Okay, not like some pretty polyurethane or oils or something. Oftentimes it's a CA glue finish. So kind of cool. Well, anyway, that's just kind of the basics of some of the glue. I'm not going to get into all the other types of glue that are out there, which there are thousands of them. You have your construction adhesive, you have your caulking with adhesive, you have your contact cement, you have epoxies. So there's tons and tons of stuff out there. Oh yeah, also body filter, Bondo. Bondo's really, really good stuff too on some woodworking projects. But anyway, guys, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an understanding of the type of glues, kind of sort of how to use them. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, whines, bitches, moans, or groans, leave them down in the comment section below. I will read every single one of them. And also, check out the Facebook page called Project Woodworks. It's on Facebook. If you have any questions or something on there, just let me know, and I'll do my best to answer every single question. Thanks for watching, guys.